Alright, so I ran out of time today, so I'm doing the vlog in my car, in the heat. What did I do this week? Well, let's check the notes. First thing is camera tweak. I did a bunch of more tests and I decided the natural profile is the one I like the most, so I think I'm using natural right now. I didn't actually check now that I'm looking at it. Let's see if it'll let me do it. It will not. Not when you're recording, it won't. Hopefully it's natural. I don't know. Actually, I have it in black and white. That's the thing that I've been doing. I figured out you can put this camera in monochrome mode, and it helps with exposure because you don't really need to see all the different colors when you're filming. I mean, especially in this situation, you kind of just need to make sure everything is lit okay. So, did I write this week? Well, I turned in my portfolio on Wednesday, so yes, a huge amount. I rewrote 1.5 scripts. I turned my strongest script, I converted it into a multicam and then sort of retooled it a little bit. And I'd never, beginning to end, written a multicam before. I'd only written single camera formats, and I don't hate it. I mean, from like a creative standpoint, multicams make me cringe, but the experience of writing it was almost easier. It was a strange experience. So yeah, I wrote a bunch of stuff and worked on my pitching. So we pitched last week, so sort of my 2-minute pitch now is pretty solid. So yeah, pretty decent, fair amount of creative stuff. Did I read? No. What did I watch? Well, I watched Barry. Barry keeps getting better. Silicon Valley, which keeps getting better. I got back into happy endings. I started watching clips on YouTube and forgot how well written and just hilarious happy endings is. It never got its fair shake, but I'm going back through it and it's amazing. It's incredible. It's like, I can't think of a show that's on the air right now that's as fast and as funny as Happy Endings. I would say 30 Rock, but 30 Rock's not on the air anymore. So, writing tip. Don't put weird stuff on this in the script. Like, don't embellish the script. And I'm trying to drink my own Kool-Aid here because the multi-camera script I wrote, part of the reason why it's a multi-camera script is so much of it is set up around sort of a stage play format. So there's a lot of talking to the audience, both the characters talking to the audience, but also the script talking to the reader. And don't do that because it slows everything down and it makes things boring and tedious and kind of condescending and annoying. So don't do that. I did think of a bunch of examples, though, and by a bunch I mean 2, because you really shouldn't do this. The original title for American Pie, when it was just a spec script floating around, was called Untitled Teenage Sex Comedy That Could Be Made for Under $10 Million That Most Readers Will Probably Hate, But I Think You Will Love. So that's a brilliant pitch, because it's so self-referential and it's so aware of how cruel it is for development process. Like, what a great pitch. Great title. And then the other one was Shane Black, who's known for Lethal Weapon and then basically all the Lethal Weapon clones, was sort of the came out of nowhere kid that walked into Hollywood and sold a script for $1 million. That's Shane Black. And his whole thing is he would put little asides in the scene description like, this is a cocaine dealer's mansion in Beverly Hills. You know, like the mansion that I'll get when the script sells for $50 million. Like, just silliness, but also sort of like talking to the reader. Again, it's an avenue and people have done it. Once Shane Black became successful, though, everybody started doing it and it got real gross. So don't do it. Just, clarity. Make sure when you're writing it, it's as annoyingly clear as possible, because no matter how clear it is, it's going to be less clear than you think it is. So if you've mastered clarity and then you want to go back and do something crazy, sure, roll the dice, take a risk, but definitely clarity, because that's the hardest thing to accomplish anyway. I'm starting to sweat. Box office. I sucked. Yeah. So I said Avengers, A Quiet Place, Rampage, I Feel Pretty, and Super Troopers, and I got Avengers and Quiet Place right. I Feel Pretty did good, then Rampage, and then Black Panther beat out Super Troopers in their second week, so 2 out of 5. I'm not very good at guessing the box office. I'm really starting to sweat too. This weekend, I'm thinking Avengers again, because of course. Overboard, which is, I believe it's that comedy with that Mexican actor who's the guy is blown up. He's been in like a blockbuster movie, Spanish language, English language blockbuster movie every year for like 5 consecutive years now. So that's Overboard. So Avengers, Overboard, A Quiet Place, I Feel Pretty, and then Tully. And I don't know what Tully is. It was just written down. So that's my day. I'm in the middle of graduation. This is like the beginning of graduation weekend, so I just don't have any time to do anything. And that's why the audio sucks. I'm doing it in my car, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating like I'm running from the police right now. That was in bad taste. I'm sweating like, what's a really down the middle? I'm sweating like Shaq at the foul line. Keep writing.